The 2026 World Cup is the easiest World Cup ever to get into. And also the easiest one to get completely lost in. There are 48 teams, it's spread across 3 countries, there will be 104 matches, and this time a team can even finish third in its group and still stay alive. So if you've ever looked at the World Cup and thought, I should care about this, but I have no idea what's going on, this is the video that fixes that. First, the basics. The World Cup is a soccer tournament held every 4 years where countries, not clubs, not cities, countries send their best players to fight for one trophy. Think of it like the Olympics, but only one sport, and somehow 10 times more dramatic. The Super Bowl gets around 120 million viewers. The last World Cup final? Around 1.5 billion. That's not a typo. Now here's where 2026 gets interesting. For the first time ever, 3 countries are hosting it together. The United States, Canada, and Mexico. 16 cities. 11 of them in America. So if you live anywhere from Los Angeles to New York to Dallas to Miami, the World Cup is basically coming to your backyard. And it's not just bigger geographically, it's bigger, period. The old World Cup had 32 teams. The 2026 edition jumps to 48. That's a 50% increase, which means more countries, more underdogs, and way more chaos. Some of these teams have literally never qualified before. Imagine a country watching their team play on the world stage for the very first time. That's the kind of moment that makes grown men cry. Okay, so how does it actually work? Stick with me, because this part trips everyone up. The 48 teams get split into 12 groups of 4. Each team plays the other 3 teams in their group once. Win, you get 3 points. Draw, yes, ties exist in soccer, deal with it, you get 1 point. Lose, you get nothing. The top 2 from each group advance, plus the 8 best third-place teams. That gives you 32 teams in the knockout round. And the knockout round is where things get spicy. 1 loss and you're out. No second chances. No best of 7. Just 90 minutes of pure pressure. If the game is tied after regulation, they play 30 minutes of extra time. Still tied. Penalty shootouts. And penalty shootouts are the most stressful 5 minutes in all of sports. Players have literally retired from international football because of 1 missed penalty. That's how brutal this gets. Now let's talk favorites. Because if you're going to watch, you need to know who to root for, or root against. Brazil has won 5 World Cups. More than anybody. They play with style, flair, and a swagger no other country can copy. Germany and Italy have 4 each. Argentina, the defending champion, has 3, and they have Lionel Messi, who's basically soccer's Michael Jordan, except shorter and somehow even better. France is stacked with young superstars. England always thinks they'll win and somehow never does. And Spain has a quiet, ruthless team that could absolutely take the whole thing. Here's a wild fact most people don't know. In 22 World Cups, only 8 countries have ever won it. 8. Out of nearly 200 nations on Earth. It's the most exclusive club in sports. And what about the USA? Look, they're not winning it. Let's be honest. But they're hosting, they have a young team, and home crowds in the World Cup are dangerously powerful. South Korea made it to the semi-finals as hosts in 2002. Anything is possible. Now here's something that'll blow your mind. The World Cup trophy itself is made of solid 18-karat gold. It weighs 13.5 pounds. It's worth about $20 million. And the winning country doesn't even get to keep it. They get a replica. The real one goes back to FIFA's vault in Switzerland until the next tournament. Imagine winning the Super Bowl and they hand you a fake Lombardi trophy. That's the World Cup. Quick tip before we wrap up. The games you absolutely cannot miss. The opening match on June 11th in Mexico City. Every USA group stage game. Any match involving Brazil, Argentina, or France. And the final on July 19th at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Which, by the way, will probably become the most watched event in American television history. So here's everything you need to remember. The World Cup is a 48-team tournament, held every 4 years, hosted in 2026 by the US, Canada, and Mexico. Teams play group stages, then knockouts, then one final game decides the best country on Earth. It's the biggest, loudest, most emotional event in all of sports. And for the first time in your life, it's happening right here. One last thought. People always ask why the rest of the world goes insane for this tournament. And the answer is simple. The World Cup isn't really about soccer. It's about your country, your flag, your people, all uniting behind 11 guys chasing one trophy. That's why it hits so hard. And once you feel it, you'll never watch sports the same way again. If this helped you finally understand the World Cup, hit that subscribe button, because over the next year, we're breaking down every team, every rule, and every storyline you need to know before 2026 kicks off. Don't get left behind. See you in the next one.